Hello everybody, and this is just a little side game I've been playing and I've been kind of having fun with. It's called Chesslocke, as you can see, and it's sort of like regular chess, except, well, your pieces, power pieces, have, well, powers. There's some really cool stuff in this. I played a lot on a different save file, but let me just show you, it's better easy. For instance, when you start off as the king, you can select an allied pawn to promote to knight. And you start off with some experience in order to upgrade them and try to give them more uses, better range. I think you only get an extra use when you hit level 4 anyway. Everything else is to increase the range of it, because everything is right next to you for the most part. Dumb Knight's pretty good, by the way. Seize, select and control an enemy piece to make that piece's normal move. And powers, by the way, don't take up your action. You use the power, and then you can use your move, or you could just use your regular move as normal and taking turns. So you could basically just make someone do let's say 2 pawns are next to each other. I could make them make the enemy pawn get right next to a piece that will take it, and then take it on the same turn. It's a nice little thing here. And then there's command. Command will let you control an ally piece to make that piece's normal move. Keep in mind what I just said. You basically would use command to let you essentially use 2 moves in 1 turn, which is why it's a little bit more expensive. Every piece has a level 3 ability, I guess you can call it, or your ultimate, I guess. And these are the more expensive ones. Next up, why don't we go check out Queen. Queen, just like the king can appoint knights, Queen can appoint bishops. Select an ally pawn to promote to bishop. It's very useful to be able to do mini upgrades. Of course, you only get 1 to 2 uses at most of these, but it is very useful to have anything like these abilities in the games, especially as you get further along. You also have authority, which replaces the position of an allied pawn with your queen. Your pawn is removed. Basically, your queen will warp to a pawn. It's sort of like destructive warping to let the queen go ahead and kill her pawn so she can make her own move that's more beneficial or something. It's useful, but not the best. It's not my favorite, really. Then execute. Select an enemy pawn to remove. It's just as it says. It's considered her ultimate, which I suppose can be useful, especially if you're trying to make a special move, but I don't really care for it as much. It's not bad, but take what you can. Bishop. Bishop is actually one of my favorite pieces. Piece. Enemies in range cannot be captured pieces on their next turn, but your bishops can still be captured. This affects both bishops, or multiple if you have more, thanks to the queen's ability. Anyone near a bishop cannot actually attack. You can make that pretty useful, but I don't find it useful to throw your bishop up front and then use piece, because usually the bishop just gets killed because of that. But it can help rescue some of your other pals sometimes, or pieces. Repel is much more useful, depending the board, because the board changes each time. Repel. Select an enemy piece to place on an empty square adjacent to the enemy throne. That's pretty neat. It does what it says. So if you have a piece near a bishop and there's room around the throne, you'll see what I mean by throne in a bit, you could just throw them back over there. It could either just to kill them or get them out of the way so they don't get you. Pretty nice. And the best move I think that the bishop has, revive. Bring back a captured ally piece. It must be placed on an empty square. Exactly what it says. This is probably the best ever thing, and I'm definitely going to be getting it, but I'm not putting it into here yet. Revive is just too amazing to not have. You can basically be reckless with your queen on a turn and let it die, and then revive it. It's too good. Knight is also pretty cool. Halt. Select an enemy piece to freeze. The enemy piece cannot make an action on your opponent's next turn. It's not too different from bishop's piece, except piece is area of effect, but still lets them move. They just can't attack anyone but bishops. While this, literally, it's like stunning a piece. Only 1 piece, but it's still something. Squire. This one's also very useful. Select an ally pawn to make a knight's move. It must be used to attack an enemy piece. You can make pawns even more useful. That's what a lot of these do, actually, except for bishop. King, queen, and knight all can make pawns a little bit extra useful. So if there's someone in an L shape near your pawn, you can just go roop, roop, and get them. Pretty awesome. And then joust. This one's okay. It's decent. Straight line attack must be used to attack an enemy piece. So if knight is right next to a piece or something trying to threaten it, it could use this ability to just, boop, attack it. It's situational. It's not one I get right away, but once you have it, it is useful. It's good for sneak attacks. And now Rook, I think, has the least interesting abilities. They're still good. They're just not great. Wall. Place a wall on an empty square for 1 turn to block movement where it was placed. It's good to protect allies or to just hinder somebody for a turn. Not bad. It's pretty cheap, though. Fortification. This is similar to Peace from the Bishop, except this one's only for allies. None of your pieces near an ally rook, any rook, can be removed on your opponent's next turn. AoE protection. It's great, but it doesn't protect the rook, just similar to Peace for Bishop. But it's still pretty damn good to protect like so many at once, especially if you're getting multiple threats. And Castle is probably the most useful, but because it's the most expensive, I don't really use it. Switch the position of an ally rook with an ally power piece. It also has very short range when you first get it, and it's expensive, so I haven't really maxed this out on my main file. It's one I would put into later. I'm going to go ahead and put into some of the experience points, but then we're going to watch the tutorial. So I'm going to pause recording, and I'll be right back. Alright, here are the choices I've made. I decided to do Dub Knight, just as I mentioned before. Appoint Bishop for Queen. Bishop has Revive, because fuck yeah. Knight, I gave both Halt and Squire, while I didn't give anything to Rook because I don't think we need it right away. We can gain experience as we do missions. We also have achievements that you want to try to utilize. Capturing 10 pieces, 50 pieces, etc. Every time you capture a piece, you get like 5 experience, I think. I don't remember the exact formula, but you could probably do the math in a bit. As you can see, like each time the different class captures something, it's extra useful. Completing missions will give you a little bit of a boost, but it does take a while to get to these missions, just so you know. Capturing all pieces in a game is not too hard. It's in fact what you definitely want to try. Don't lose any pieces in the game is hard to do. Maybe doing it in the early on is the best, but I don't know if I really care about that one. Beat a mission in 3 moves or less. Again, another one I haven't really gotten to do, but something you could try for. I wouldn't care too much about that. Using abilities, mastering all the abilities, that's way down the line. Unlocking all abilities, that's just putting at least 1 into every single ability. You don't have to max them out. That one's not too hard to do. Completing all the campaigns, haven't been able to do yet, but that's a lot of campaigns here. I think that's all 40 maybe. And I don't know about a dungeon. I think that's after missions. Not sure yet. But you have all that. Why don't we go over now the tutorial anyway. Oh, this one doesn't show a tutorial, does it? Oh well, we don't need a tutorial. I'll just explain along the way then. I thought this one had a tutorial. Maybe because I put it into the experience or something. Well, let's go to Mission 1. Mission 1 is going to be a little different. As you see, the enemy only has pawns. This is supposed to be like your introduction. So, difference in chess for this one is your king can die, but the battle will go on. That's something that you really want to know. It's when you capture the throne or kill all pieces, or if your enemy or one side cannot make any moves. So let's say your pawn is stuck behind another pawn and all the other pieces are gone, and whoever can't make a move is the one that loses. Well, we'll get into that. I will be pausing in between because I tend to take a long time between doing my decisions, so I want to make sure there's a bit of a maneuvering. But for now, we're just going to open up with letting the pawn out. Very good. Let's secure the pawn. He only has pawns, so this really shouldn't be too bad. But I'm going to set up a little wave so that there's always someone to attack. Not bad. He's going to try to get in the way of us. Alright. Alright, I thought about it, and I think I'm going to try to go for the jugular here. What if I just went right after the king right now? He should probably put a pawn up, right? So then I'll move back. He's probably going to just set the next one over, right? Alright, and then I'm going to want to move the bishop again. Because I don't want to have it lost yet. Sacrifices will be made eventually, though. But I want to see if I can do this without losing any piece. That's the only one I could think of doing. I was just going to see if I could just go right at him. In that case, Can I squire from here? No, only one's right next to him right now. Alright, good to know. In that case, I could do that, but that seems silly, because then he's just going to bully me. But you know what? Let's get all the threats we can. Alright. Alright, nothing exciting yet. I'm just going to move forward. I took some time to think about it. And I think I'm just going to try to let as many pawns out as I can. But let's get some threats in here, too. Bring out the queen. Really? Alright, I think I'm going to bring out my knight so I can squire if I need to. I can appoint a bishop and attack, but that won't be very good. Okay, I have a risky idea. I'm going to move my knight here and then use halt so he cannot attack me this turn. Let's hope that works. Also, once you use an ability, it's used. You can't just unuse it. And now I can just go ahead and freebie take this. The king's going to have to move. They don't have any abilities right now anyway. And then I could just kind of go freely at him right now because he doesn't have anyone that can attack me. Oh, you're forcing me. I wonder if there's a way I could get out of this a little. Alright. This is going to be stupid, but what if I go ahead, make this a bishop, and then move it over this way? None have been taken yet. Okay, I think that's good. What move? Oh, you're making me work for this. I have to take it now, but maybe there's another way. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I think I have to sacrifice. So what I'm going to do is squire the pawn to do it this move. And then I still have its regular move, which unfortunately I can't just have it move up because it'll just get attacked anyway. So I have to unfortunately lose a piece finally. You're going to attack. You'd be dumb if you didn't. But I can just go racing up right this way at least. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, I don't have a good way to save it and kill at the same time, sadly. Okay, I think I'm just going to move over here. I'm trying to conserve pieces still. Making her move, huh? Except I could just kind of move right here, right? I don't see anyone else threatened. Yeah. You're forcing me to make moves, huh? I'm trying to see what if I revive that one pawn that got killed or not. I don't know yet, but I'm trying to see if it'll work. Okay, and now I could start really railing down here. The king's vulnerable. They're leaving the king vulnerable. We're going to show you capturing the king now. Because they can't attack right now. Yep. I have to do this. I'm going to revive that pawn before I finish anything else, though. Let me see. I want to use up abilities, too, because you get achievement. Oh, I can't do that because you're not next to anybody. Well, you may as well do this. Oh, you know a fun thing I could do, actually? No one's attacking me right now, so move you over, revive, pawn, here. Oh, but if I do that, it can't be kinged? Oh, that's interesting, actually. Alright. Well, you gotta attack. Good job, pawn. And now I could just have you do this. Knight captured. I don't have anything. Oh, well, I can move you over for now. Yeah, may as well. I'm not going to capture the thing. I want to capture all pieces, and that's it for mission 1. Let's see. Game victory achievement. 16 enemy pieces captured, so 80. Is that 10? I don't know the math on that. Captured 10 pieces, achievement. Pawn captures 5, knight captures 5 pieces, complete mission 100. That's all the experience I got. Sadly, even after reviving that one pawn, it doesn't look like that counts. Don't lose any pieces. So reviving still counts as losing one. Good to know. But hey, we got a couple of these done. That's cool. And now I can put more into the ability, so I'm going to pause recording and be right back. You know what? I decided experience gets hard to accrue later. So let's get our big stuff now. I'm going to get command on the king to give us anyone that's next to him an extra move. And there you go. We can now move on to mission 2. Alright, as you can see, things have changed again. We want to analyze the board a bit, so I'm going to pause here and let's see what our moves we can do. I don't have any good ideas right now, and I might be missing something. I'm just going to move the rook over. They usually go directly for the threats. That's what the AI seem to do. Yep, right away wants to try to threaten my horse here. Though just did come from there, so it might be trying to free up the pawn too. But let's see. Okay, after thinking about it... By the way, this is not going to be where I try to save as many pieces as possible. I'll be making sacrifice plays it's needed. I think the best option is to get my knight right over here to threaten that bishop to getting the hell out of here. Ooh. Actually, no, that'll open up my king. That was a bad idea. Let me rethink that. Okay, I thought it over, and I think this is where this is probably a bit of a waste. I'm going to have the king use command on the knight to immediately do this, and then I could use an extra turn to go ahead and take out the bishop, getting rid of it. Nice. And now it's a little angry, so that's why it pawned over. Or it's trying to get the queen to be a threat now, so we'll have to see about that. I think I'll just move up the rook. I have noticed that the AI is a little bit predictable here and there. They like to go for certain kills. Pawns they don't mind doing, but if the pawn can get a kill, they love trying to go for that. Oh, you want to see about capturing that? Well, if you go this way or this way, you're captured anyway. But you know what? I'm an asshole. We're going to point bishop, and whoopsies! Goodbye to your queen. We're going to say goodbye to this bishop too, though, unfortunately. But that's okay. Really? I'm surprised you didn't capture her. Was there something I missed? Huh. Well, this is basically just pawn plus right now, so I don't really care if it goes down. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Yep, that's what you should have done. I understand that completely. Now, what I can do... let me think on this first. Okay, I think I'm going to just move the pawn up one and go from there. Alright, you're doing that? That's weird. Well, don't want to put my rook up there. There's not really many places I can go just yet. Alright, I think I'm going to bring my king out a little bit too. Mostly so I could dub knight if I need to. Alright, what are you setting up for doing a protection racket here? I don't know what you're trying to do. But I wanted to be able to dub knight on this guy if I needed to. So what I really could use is getting rid of that pawn so I could snipe these guys. Yeah, I don't have many good options here. Alright, I'm going to be a little risky here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring out my king so that maybe he could take out any pawns that decide to come by. This is probably a bad idea. I think this bishop's just going to move this way. Yeah, I figured as much. It thinks, oh, well, you're going to do that, so therefore I could just go ahead and grab somebody. I'm not actually too worried, because we do have a revive still, at least. But we also could do something where we risk the queen, immediately revive her, and attack again. So I could do that. But just for a pawn seems dumb. I think what I'll do is just literally move the king over one. Let it take the bishop if I have to. I have one more bishop, and yeah, I already lost the other one. I just have to make sure that one bishop stays alive. Go ahead, take the bishop so I can get a piece. Oh, really? You want to try threatening multiple at once here, or you're trying to open it up for the rook. This knight, poor knight, can't get out. Oh, something else to know. You can click on the enemy and see who has any skills by looking at their level. Right now, because it's the early missions, they're not going to have any, but later on they will get some things, so keep an eye out on that. Okay, I got a stupid idea. I'm going to go this way, and then use halt on the pawn. This feels a bit of like a waste. I feel like the bishop's just going to attack anyway, right? Oh, threatening the king does that. I was thinking maybe that would just do something a little bit. But, I could also move the knight here, but then he just gets attacked for free-ish. They really like to prioritize having pawns kill for some reason. I think it's because, like, if they die, it's fine. They're worth having them die, but, it's weird when they do that. Okay, I have an idea. This will be a sacrifice, but I'll do it. Dub knight on... Oh, wait, do I need a dub knight? No, I could squire! Use the pawn. Haha! And then the pawn will just attack there, right? Did I leave something open? Oh, and I still get a turn because I forgot that was just an ability, not an actual attack. So I could just attack again. You're going to take the horse, and that's fine. Awesome. And now you can just jump in on this. I want to take this because I don't want him to take my rook. I appreciate that. I could just run to the throne. He's going to move over one, and then... they wait till I do something, and then they would attack. So there's no point in rushing the throne right now. I could get king mead over there, but Alright, so what's our next move? Ooh, I got a good one with our queen. Our queen can't be attacked right now if we go right here. It will threaten both the king, the knight, and the pawn. Or the rook if the knight decides to move. So, we got a pretty good one here. Oh, so you want to threaten my rook instead? That's weird. I'd gladly sacrifice a rook to go ahead and take out the king, though. There's just too good of a reason not to. So, goodbye, rook. It is your best option, but then I could just do this. Good. Alright, now I have to figure out what my next move is. Alright, I need to make that knight move, but I think if I make it move, like, if I threaten it with my bishop, it's just going to move this way to threaten my queen, and that would be no bueno. I could... No, that would be putting me right away, too. So, I was debating on it. I think the best option might be to just directly threaten him instead of vaguely threaten him. Probably go right here between the knight and the rook so I could kill one of them. Though it probably wants me to kill the rook so it can hit me with the knight. Let's find out. Really? Huh. That's actually pretty smart, so you can take out the bishop. Interesting point there, and I don't know what abilities I could do to prevent it. That's not what I want to do. I think the best option is just to take the knight at the moment. I'm not too worried. We have a revive that I can counter with. Ready? Really? Oh, I guess because I can't attack him directly. I was waiting for the attack there, man. But oh, he wants to stop me from promoting the pawn. Not a bad idea. Well, I don't feel like playing fair. So we're going to go ahead and revive the rook right here. And then the rook can just go right after his enemy rook. And ta-da, we're done. And now he's running out of moves to do. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the rook up. You're probably just going to move him. Yep. My idea is to protect the pawn and then move the queen so she can go ahead and do some things instead. That's fine, because now the queen can go ahead and get out of there. Sorry, hit the button wrong. So now you want to threaten my bishop again? That doesn't bother me much, because I could just now do this and that rook will go. That's not going to help you at all. But now I don't want to get kinged yet, because otherwise all the pieces are going to go. But I also want to make sure he has room to go. So we take him. I'm going to move the king over here. And there you go. Get all pieces. That was a weird victory noise, but okay. Game victory, 14 enemy pieces, use 5 abilities, and queen captures a couple. And we have 205 experience. I'll go ahead and allocate the points if I feel like I need to, and I'll be right back. Okay, I decided to go with 1 in fortification to give rook finally its own ability, and bishop also got repel so that we can use it to send people away. I think it's better to get everybody's at least 1 in every ability when you can. So that's it for that. Let's do one more mission, and we'll check the time after that to see how it goes. Mission 3. Also, the music is from the game too. Let me go ahead and analyze the board, and then we can form our strategy. Alright, with this board set up, the enemy could throw its pawn right at, its bishop right at our pawn here, and then we'd have a little bit of a fight where I could attack back. And I could do the same using this one and his rook over there. But there's a couple things else, though. Oh, no one has abilities. That's a good thing to check out first. I should have done that. But yeah, no one has abilities yet except for me. I could try just jumping in right away to try to threaten the knight. He could echo it back, or I could use my knight to try to threaten the bishop. A couple different ideas here. Forcing this to move probably won't be beneficial no matter what I do. It could just go right here and then threaten my bishop while also being protected by having a pawn attack. I could do something similar. I just don't know if I want to do that. Well, the first thing you gotta do is make a move. Threaten the bishop? Yeah, it went for that instead. Interesting. Well, my knight is safe right now. But this knight is not. Alright, after analyzing things, if I don't want to lose something for free, what I think I need to do is use halt on the bishop, and then move my knight right here so I can attack it immediately afterwards, while without losing any pieces, because if I just moved my knight, it would just right away attack my rook over here, and I don't want to do that. It would be I could kill it right away, but they like to prioritize killing the rooks. I also can't move this rook, because if I do, to try to protect the horse, then their rook's going to come right down and attack me there too. So halting this seemed like the best idea, and then also threatening it should do it. Now, they might still attack or whatever, but I think this is the best option. And I was wrong. I was very wrong. I forgot that, hey, there's bishops exist. Ugh. I hate when I do that. But luckily, it's just a knight, and I can dub one more if I really need to. Okay, I'm going to do something ridiculous since I feel that was ridiculous. I'm going to point a bishop right here, and just go, bam, right away. Get rid of one of the rooks. This will move this rook, which will allow me to do some maneuvering around here, too. Right? Ah, I forgot about the knight. That happens a lot, by the way. I do forget about pieces. I'm not saying I'm any sort of expert. I just like to try different things, and unfortunately, yeah, I'm losing on some of this. Luckily, the abilities give me enough of an edge to not worry too much, at least, but it's still a little obnoxious. However, this does mean I could go right after their pawn here. Not that it matters much. Everything that they can attack, I can attack back at right now that I'm aware of, though. So, why don't... I have 2 more bishops still. I can do this for now. Let's see. You took the piece. Alright, now it's wartime. So then I have to go ahead and take you. I could fortify to make sure that you can't take this, but I'm actually not too worried about my bishop right now. I can still revive once more, so I think I'm okay. Oh, you went for the pawn. Oh, you want me to sacrifice my rook here, huh? Well, guess what? Why do that when I could do revive rook and just go, nah. That's what I thought. You're gonna want to move now. And my bishop here is in a little bit of trouble here. Can I repel from here? I cannot. It's not right next to it. I could get close to it and then use repel, but that's not really worthwhile. Let me think it over. Alright, after deciding, I think the best option would be to move it right here. It's not being attacked, and it'll make that pawn second guess moving once this knight starts moving. But this bishop is still under some what do you call it, threat. Okay, I think I'm going to do something that's going to tempt it. I'm going to go right in front. And that way it either has to move away from me, or it's going to attack and then get attacked by my knight. Let's hope that works. Yep, and goodbye to you. Oh, you had 2 spaces there? That kind of sucks. I'm actually not very worried, though, with that. But anyway, I could just do this for now. Really? Why are you doing that? Oh, because right now it doesn't want to move anything else, because right now I could attack the king. Not that it will do me much good to do, but that's something. But you just opened me up a little here. Are you just... Oh, you wanted me to move it. Well, why do that when I could do this? Yeah. Now watch this. I attack with you. The queen has to attack. Oh, wait. Or that has to attack. Not bad. I didn't see the knight. Sometimes I forget about the knight, really. But now I can attack the knight, or... Or I could leave it here as a threat. I might do that, actually, because no one else is under threat right now. And besides, it might be time to get my queen's hands dirty. Okay, after analyzing things, I think the best place or the queen is to be right here. Let's see how wrong I am. Why would you do that? I guess that was the best move you could think of. Trying to find a way to get the queen to freedom here, huh? Well, not much more luck you're gonna get here. Make sure that the other pawn can't move, or not gonna want to move. Interesting. You're gonna try to go boom, boom, aren't you? Well, why do that when I could just set up for the throne kill if I need to? Oh, you're trying to welcome it, huh? Well, I'm going to force the queen's hand. Oh, wait, nope, nope, nope. Bad idea, bad idea. The knight still can go. Because then I'll go like this, then the knight would take me, the queen would have to take it, and then the queen would take my queen, and I'd be in some shit trouble. So we don't want to do that. Why don't I go ahead and move my pawn up then? I don't see any other threats right now. Even if it tries to go right there to try to take our king, maybe, but even then it'll die thanks to our bishop. Really? You do that? That's interesting. I don't know what you're trying to gain at this, though, because then I could just go right for the throne and get a throne kill, like, because of these 2 pieces. So, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Don't worry about anything else. Watch this. Boop. You have to do that. And I do this, and I just won. Bam! Because I stayed on the throne. I didn't capture all pieces, but I still did pretty well there. So, take that in your face. And I got 140 experience, which I will dole out next time. I think a half hour for these little mini-series might be fun. I don't know how interested people are in chess, especially with like this type of experience stuff, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this a little. I enjoy chess, and I like doing little puzzle-like game stuff with this. So, in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.